In which amazing ways did potters respond when the Roman Empire began to fall? Stay with me, Laurent Chrzanovski, to find out in this next episode of the series Lighting Through the Ages. Well, since 150 AD, several regions of the Roman Empire became poorer. They have more difficult access, if non-Mediterranean, to the good fuels. So the very shape of these lamps was useless, because for using this lamp you need a liquid fuel, while the only ones available northern to the Alps were animal fats. So it was the death, progressively, of any kind of molded lamps, decorated lamps, and the birth of very simple artifacts like this one, because on animal fat you just have to stick the wick into it and it will burn very well. So after that, the second fall was in the southern Roman Empire, but much later, during the Byzantine times. It was linked to Islam, because Islam was very segmented, so it considered at the beginning that it was nice to have molded lamps, and at a certain point, around 1100, 1200, the main archetypes became handmade. And what's expressive is that the shapes, the colors, they were often very colored, very beautiful, were imitated. They are born in Baghdad, and then you can follow their imitations in Syria, in Egypt, up to Morocco, and then also their influence on South France. So this means that it was no more used to have enormous lamp industries, and the potters became again multifunctional because they used to use the wheel. So with the wheel you can make dishes, you can make everything what is needed for the household. So it doesn't mean the disappearance of the lamps, but it means just an adaptation of which kind of fuel was available for what regards the Western Roman Empire, and which major changes have been done when the Byzantine Empire was becoming weaker and weaker, and having a lamp molded, mainly for bearing Christian symbols, had no more use. How did India become such a festival of light? Find out in our next episode. Subscribe to this fascinating series, Lighting Through the Ages. Click on the bell to hear about new episodes as they become available. Why not check also other series in our science channel? This one on wearable technologies, for instance, or this on amazing inventions.